Pay very close attention to me. The universe is signaling for you to awaken. The path of least resistance seems sweet, effortless, and pleasurable, but that is the grand illusion. What glitters for a moment corrodes your foundation in the long run. And this is precisely where life's magic reveals itself. True transformation doesn't arrive when you surrender to every impulse, but when you discover that real freedom is found in self-mastery, in unshakable discipline, in absolute command over your own nature. The world teaches that doing whatever you want is freedom, but divine intelligence shows that authentic liberty is governing your deepest desires. When you grasp this, your life shifts on its axis because temptation loses its power, your behavior aligns with a higher purpose, and you unlock a supernatural resilience within that cannot be halted. When the universe decides to reveal a truth to you, it is no accident. There is a precise moment when the message finds you. Perhaps you were weary, perhaps you feel lost, perhaps you've been silently praying for a sign. And then, in the instant you least expect it, it places before you an idea, a vision, a path, and everything within you begins to shout, "This is for me." Pay attention to me right now, because there are no coincidences in the life of one who operates by faith and principle. The universe does not waste opportunities. If this message has reached you, it is because something in your life is on the verge of a metamorphosis. The question is, are you willing to listen to the voice whispering inside you, saying the time has come to take the next step? The universe did not embed gifts within you for them to remain hidden. It did not implant abilities in your soul for them to be suffocated by doubt, by fear, or by inertia. It wants to see you using what you have, even if you stumble, even if you falter, even if you fall, because it is in action that the miracle unfolds. Now I ask you, how many times have you failed to act because you were waiting for the perfect moment? How many dreams have you buried alive because you believed you weren't ready? How many doors remain shut simply because you never knocked? The powerful truth is that the perfect time to start does not exist. The universe wants you to be the protagonist of your own story. It does not want you to merely survive. It wants you to live with abundance and profound prosperity. And that is why it guided you here, because it knows there is a fire within you that needs to be ignited. It knows the hour has come for you to stop waiting and start building. Because when the universe illuminates this for you, everything in your life will become different. Pay attention to me now. Your mind is the ultimate workshop. The universe does not want you living with a limited mind, chained to fears and self-imposed ceilings. It did not call you to be a slave to indecision, nor to live a life of mere subsistence. What it desires for you is a mindset that is strong, bold, and unwaveringly confident.
Because before your outer life can change, your inner world must be transformed. This is the principle of definite chief aim, a clear, singular purpose that orders your chaos. This means it is futile to pray for prosperity if your dominant thoughts are of scarcity. It is pointless to beg for opportunities if, deep down, you feel unworthy. The mindset the universe expects from you is a mindset of limitless possibility. Not a selfish hoarding, but an abundance that understands all resources flow from a divine source, that the entire cosmos responds to the laws it set in motion, and that nothing is lacking for those who aligned with their purpose. Imagine with me, if you looked at your life not through the eyes of fear, but through the eyes of unshakable faith, how many doors would already be open? If instead of thinking, "I can't," you declared, with a mastermind alliance and faith, "What can stand against me?" how many limitations would have already shattered? The correct mindset does not wait for perfect conditions. It acts, believing the impossible has already been solved by a power greater than yourself. And I tell you more, the universe does not want you hiding behind excuses. It wants to see you, dreaming colossal dreams, planning grandly, believing you can ascend, because the talents deposited in your hands were not meant to be buried, they were meant to be multiplied. And multiplication demands action. It demands courage. It demands vision. Are you ready to adopt this mindset? The mindset of one who looks at the future and declares aloud, "I will prevail," because the laws of achievement have called me to prosper, to lead and not follow, to be above and not beneath. Understand, this is not an empty promise. It is a cosmic decree. It is the heart of universal law for those who apply it. It is confirmation that you were born to live a life of purpose and overflowing abundance. And if you truly believe this word is for you, declare your faith now. Write in the comments, "I claim this victorious mindset." Do not write it merely as a symbol, but as an act of faith, a public testament that your mind is being renewed at this very moment. Because when you give voice to what you believe, the cosmos responds. When your mindset shifts, your life must shift. For what you think determines what you feel. What you feel guides what you do, and what you do constructs your destiny. This is why the universe insists on renewing your mind, because it knows that when you begin to see as it sees, everything will become different. And remember, when the universe shows you this, everything in your life will become different. The universe never intended for you to live a gray existence, devoid of enthusiasm, merely surviving from Monday to Friday, waiting for the weekend. It planted within you something far greater, a burning desire, a passion, a supreme purpose. This gift, this talent, this inclination you felt since your earliest days is no coincidence. It is your definite chief aim. Pay attention to me now.
When you do what you love, your energy transforms. Fatigue cannot conquer you as easily because there is an internal fire that continues to burn. This is what sustains your discipline on difficult days. This is what gives you courage when everything seems against you. Doing what you love does not mean there will be no obstacles. It means you will have the fuel to press forward, even when the winds are contrary. This aligns with the law that your work, your art, your enterprise, what you build must be infused with passion, because that passion is a reflection of what the universe has already deposited within you. Life is too short for you to invest your energy in something that does not touch your soul. When you act in alignment with what you love, you enter a state of flow. Your potential multiplies. You access levels of creativity and strength you never imagined possessing. It is as if each morning becomes an invitation to grow, not a weight to bear. The universe wants to see you prospering, but not merely financially. It wants to see you flourishing in what you were born to be. Because true prosperity is when purpose and action walk in lockstep. It is meaningless to have money if your heart is empty. It is meaningless to have status if there is no significance. But when you unite your purpose with your passion, prosperity becomes inevitable. Now imagine with me, what if you decided today to approach your passion with deadly seriousness? What if instead of burying the desire the universe placed in your chest, you transformed it into a project, a creation? You have no idea of the force this would unleash in your life, because doing what you love is to honor the giver of the gift. And I ask you, what lies within you that has not yet been released into the world? What has the universe already planted in your soul that is waiting to be born? Loving what you do is only the beginning. Love is the spark, but it is not the entire fire. The universe does not want you to merely dream. It wants you to build. It does not want you to merely wish. It wants you to do. Because even the most ardent faith requires action to bear fruit. Remember, the principle is clear. Faith without works is dead. This means it is not enough to believe, you must act. It is not enough to say, "I love what I do." You must rise every single day and labor at what you love with discipline, with courage, with constancy, because the universe blesses movement. Pay attention to me now. The universe cannot guide a parked ship. It is when you begin to row that it directs the currents. It is when you take the first step that it opens the way. It is when you act,
even amid uncertainty, that it sends the resources, the people, the opportunities. And here enters the supreme power of persistence. Doing what you love gives you energy, but it is discipline, persistence that builds the future. Those who only wait for motivation remain prisoners to emotional highs and lows. But those who decide to act every day, even when they don't feel like it, transform passion into tangible results. Imagine with me waking up in the morning knowing that what you will do that day has deep meaning. You rise not only because you have bills to pay, but because you are leaving a mark on the world, building something that extends beyond yourself. And as you do this, you feel the presence of the universe saying, "This is exactly what I planned for you. Continue, for I am with you." The universe does not demand perfection. It demands movement. It does not expect you to always be right, but it expects you to never stop. It prefers a child who acts and errs to a child who never tries for fear of failure. Because in error there is learning, and in learning there is growth. And every step you take, however imperfect, is more powerful than standing still, dreaming of the life you could have. Do you understand? The desire burning in your breast is no accident. It is the universe breathing purpose into you. But if you do not transform that breath into work, it will fade. And the universe did not give you talents to be extinguished, but to shine, to illuminate the world, to bless other lives. So I ask you, will you continue waiting for the perfect circumstance, or will you act today, right now, with what you already have in your hands? How many times have you felt paralyzed because you failed, or thought, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe this isn't my calling? Pay attention. This is the lie that the 6 basic fears, especially fear of criticism and fear of failure, whisper to stop you. The truth is that the universe uses mistakes as part of the process. Failure is not the end, it is the curriculum. Defeat is not a tomb, it is a stepping stone. Those who have never erred have never tried, and those who have never tried have never truly lived. The principle reminds us, for though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. Understand, falling is part of the journey. What defines your victory is not the absence of falls, but the number of times you choose to rise. Each fall carries a lesson that fortifies your faith, your discipline, and your vision. Imagine with me looking back and realizing that the greatest lessons of your life came not from victories, but from stumbles. It was not on the easy days that you grew, it was in the struggle, in the loss, in the doubt. For it is there that the universe forged your character. There it tested your persistence. There it prepared you for something greater. You must comprehend this. Error is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign that you are moving. A wrong step is better than no step at all, because the universe can correct your course, but it cannot move someone who is standing still. And I tell you more. Every mistake contains an embedded invitation to the next level. When you fail, you learn. When you learn, you grow. When you grow, you prosper. And prosperity is not merely accumulating wealth, it is accumulating wisdom, experiences, and resilience. The universe is looking at you and saying, "My child, do not fear error. I am with you in your successes and also in your stumbles. Every tear you have shed, I have seen. Every lost battle I have recorded. And in every fall, I was already preparing the moment of your victory."
So cease to see your mistakes as defeats. See them as seeds of wisdom that will one day blossom into results. See them as the invisible training the universe is using to prepare you for public victory. Are you ready to see your errors as part of the miracle? Are you ready to rise once more knowing every scar is proof you are on the right path? Because when the universe shows you this,
Even your failures will transform into stepping stones for your prosperity. The universe has already placed within you everything you need to live your purpose. It gave you gifts, talents, creativity, courage, the capacity to learn, and the capacity to begin again. Everything is already within you. What it wants now is one thing, for you to awaken. It does not matter how old you are. It does not matter if you are just beginning or if you believe you've missed your chance. It does not matter if you are at the peak or in the pit. What the universe wants is your awakening, because the right time is not yesterday nor tomorrow. The right time is now. Pay attention to me. The universe does not look at your age, your bank account, or your zip code. It looks at your awakened heart. It looks at the flame of faith that burns even amid the ashes. It looks at the decision you make within yourself. I will no longer sleepwalk through my potential. I choose to awaken to my purpose. Imagine with me rising tomorrow a different person. You open your eyes and do not see just another day. You see the chance to live what the universe dreamed for you. You look in the mirror and do not see just a tired face, but a warrior, someone who still carries the breath of the Creator and the strength to begin anew. This is what it means when it calls you. It is not asking you to have everything ready, to be perfect, to never err. It is asking you to awaken, to rouse yourself to the abundant life it prepared, to awaken to the talents you buried because of fear, doubt, or pain. And do not be deceived. Awakening hurts. Awakening demands courage, because upon opening your spiritual eyes, you will see you have been living far beneath your planned capacity. But with that pain comes hope, the certainty that there is still time, still a chance, still a way. The universe is whispering to you, "Awaken, my child. You were born for more." It does not matter where you are. It does not matter how you feel. It does not matter what you have lost. What I have for you is not over. It only begins when you awaken. And when you awaken, everything changes. Your mind changes. Your faith strengthens. Your decisions gain direction. Your hands create. Your feet advance. And then life begins to align with the blueprint already written for you. Are you ready to awaken? We are in the world, and in the world there is struggle. Not because the universe abandoned us, but because this is the reality of growth and choice. Temptation entered, and with it came pain, battle, and tests. And if you are honest with yourself, you will see that almost everything that is a short-term trap appears, to human eyes, to be good, pleasurable, and seductive. That is precisely why it is so dangerous. Pay attention to me now. If it were easy to resist, there would be no strength gained. If the path of discipline were the most attractive to the carnal senses, we would not need to develop willpower. But the universe placed you here to have choices, to decide each day between following momentary pleasure or eternal purpose. Yes, we are here to struggle, to face battles, to fall and rise, to fight our own impulses. But none of this is in vain. In the end, everything will have its answer. Every tear will be accounted for, every pain healed, every sacrifice rewarded. And here, you must understand something powerful. This is the magic. It is not found in living without temptations. It is not in having everything easy. True liberty is not doing whatever you want, whenever you want. That is slavery in disguise. True liberty is in the self-control the universe entrusted you with. It is the mastery that separates the strong from the weak. It is the discipline that differentiates builders from dreamers. It is the self-command that allows you to look at temptation and say, I do not need this, because what the universe has for me is infinitely greater. Imagine with me choosing each day, not for quick pleasure, but for eternal purpose. You resisting what destroys you and choosing what builds you. You rejecting the easy path and embracing the one that demands effort but brings lasting reward. The universe did not make you to be a slave to your appetites. It made you to be the master of your choices. And when you learn to master yourself, the world can no longer master you. This is the magic. Discovering that real freedom is not in surrendering to everything, but in having the strength to say no to what weakens you and yes to what elevates you. And this is what the universe is calling you to live, a life of discipline, of self-control, of purpose. For whoever masters themselves has already conquered the greatest victory a human can achieve. Pay attention. The universe does not separate spiritual life from practical life. The same spirit that teaches you to resist temptations inspires you to be excellent in your work, faithful in relationships, and wise with your finances. When you align with purpose, everything connects. The principle is clear. Diligent hands will rule, but laziness ends in forced labor. This means prosperity does not come by accident, but as a consequence of disciplined habits. It is the daily routine that constructs abundance. It is constancy that multiplies talents. Imagine with me becoming a person who keeps promises, who perseveres in effort. Imagine the respect that generates, the doors that open, the trust you inspire. This is not merely spiritual, it is practical. Disciplined people attract opportunities, lasting relationships, valuable partnerships. And in finances, it is no different. Those with self-control know how to save, invest, and wait for the right timing. Those without it spend on impulse and later blame life for their lack. But those who walk in discipline understand wealth is not luck. It is the result of choices consistent with the purpose the universe has charted. And I tell you more, self-control is the true wealth. For what does it profit you to gain the world if you lose command of your own soul? What does it profit to conquer millions if you cannot conquer yourself? The man who governs his desires governs his destiny. The woman who masters her emotions masters her future. This is the prosperity the universe wants for you, complete, not merely material, but emotional, spiritual, relational. For prosperity is not a full pocket and an empty heart. Prosperity is abundance in all areas, the fruit of discipline, faith, and self-mastery. Are you ready to live this way? Are you ready to let discipline be your ally, self-control your strength, and faith your guide? For when these three unite, there are no limits to where the universe can take you. When a person combines faith, a burning desire, a definite chief aim, persistence, self-mastery, and the conscious alignment with universal law, something extraordinary occurs. That person becomes unstoppable, for they do not depend on fleeting motivation, but are anchored in a conviction that comes from alignment with principle. Pay attention to me. Faith provides the vision. Burning desire is the fuel. A definite chief aim is the map. Persistence is the road. Self-mastery is the steering wheel. And the universe is the engine that powers it all. When these elements unite, no force on earth can deter that person's advance.
Imagine with me someone who wakes every day with clarity of mission, not because it's easy, but because they carry a calling. Someone who faces the world's temptations and says no to what destroys and yes to what builds. This person prospers, and not just in material goods, but in peace, joy,
healthy relationships, and wisdom. For those who walk with purpose and give themselves wholly to the aim placed in their heart, experience a favor that cannot be explained, only lived. And you know what else happens? The impossible begins to seem plausible. Doors once shut swing open. Opportunities arise from places you never imagined. The right people cross your path. Even past pains and defeats, which seemed like curses, reveal themselves as part of the universe's training plan to lift you higher. Do you grasp this power? A life that unites faith and purpose, desire and discipline, self-control and cosmic law is a life of impact. It is the life of one who not only achieves personal victories, but inspires, transforms, and leaves a legacy. This is the person who looks back and says, every struggle, every fall, every sacrifice was worth it, for today I live what the universe dreamed for me. And I ask you, are you willing to be that person? Are you ready to ignite that flame within and let it illuminate not only your life, but the lives around you? For if you unite these elements, heaven and earth will move on your behalf. Now, I want you to reflect with me. Nothing you have heard here is an accident. This message reached you because the universe intended to speak directly to your heart. It is saying, "Awaken, my child. What I have for you is greater than you imagine. But to live it, you must choose faith, purpose, discipline, self-mastery, and walk with me." Are you ready to accept this calling? Then declare your faith publicly. Write in the comments, "I choose to live my definite chief aim." This simple act will seal your decision before the cosmos and show you are not just hearing, but taking possession of this truth. And if this message has touched you, if something within has stirred, I ask you to do something. Like this message now, for this signals its value and helps it reach others who need it. Commit to your own development, for this is how you continue to receive insights that strengthen your mind, faith, and prosperity. Share this message with someone you care about. Perhaps this is the exact word they need to hear today. Perhaps through you, the universe will transform a life. Always remember, faith, burning desire, definite chief aim, persistence, self-mastery, universal law. When you unite these, nothing can stop you. This is the secret of transformation. This is the path to authentic prosperity. And I want to end by reminding you, when the universe shows you this, everything in your life will become different. Thank you for listening. It shows your willingness to grow. May the universe bless you abundantly. Thank you.